I'm Heather.
I'm Nate.
And this is Lacey.
We're going to Bend, Oregon.
We've been on this road probably more than 100 times, but this is a completely new sight to us. You never could see the river this clearly from the road before, but a raging wildfire came through a few years back and took out all of the trees.
The burnt trees made Lacey sad, but soon enough we were back to the lush green that we had remembered.
We were coming up on one of my favorite stops, Sahaley Falls, so we all decided to stop and stretch our legs and take a peek.
They say these falls formed over 3,000 years ago, but they looked like they were springing to life today, so they made a great photo stop and even inspired a little bit of romance.
The moss is crazy here.
After a quick stop, it was time to finish winding our way through the lava fields and forests of the mountain pass.
As we got closer, we all started reminiscing about all the many times we were stuck on this road in high school trying to get to the mountain.
Back before the many fires that have burnt their way through.
I told Lacey we were passing Hoodoo Ski Area. You can always tell when you get to the other side of the mountains, things get much drier and the scenery gets a lot different.
We took the slow drive through the town of Sisters. It's a cool old western town that acts as the entrance to the eastern side of the mountains.
And just like that, we were back in Bend. Because we had lived here, I knew the perfect hotel to stay at. It was the Hilton that sat right above the old Mill District with perfect mountain views.
We had our friends come meet us for dinner, and then we took a nice long walk through the fully restored Old Mill District.
Everything was just how I had remembered it. Cute and quaint and very, very cold.
We found a fire to warm up at so we could keep checking out the lights of the old mill smokestacks.
Unfortunately, everything here closes about 9 o'clock, so it was pretty dead here about 9:30. We decided to make our way back up to the hotel and call it a night. We awoke to those gorgeous mountain views, and we decided to go take a cold, chilly walk in the old Mill District.
We took a little stroll down memory lane, remembering all the times we had crossed this path, going to a concert, grabbing some food, or even floating in that cold river.
But we didn't last too long because it was really cold out. Lacey insisted in marching us back home right to the warm hotel. Luckily, the views from the hotel were great, so we could sit inside the warm hotel and enjoy them from there. We decided to have all our friends over so their kids could enjoy the indoor pool. Oh, it was so nice and cozy in here. We had a great afternoon just chatting away while the kids swam.
After the pool, we had to take Lacey for one more cold walk before we had everybody back over for dinner. This Hilton Garden Inn was great because they had a restaurant that would bring us our food in the lobby. That way we could all have dinner together, even with Lacey there. We did a review about this hotel. You can watch it next.
We had the most fun night. The dinner was excellent, the company was great, and we had so much fun just hanging out in the lobby of the hotel.
And of course, the best part was we could have Lacey there with us the whole time. As you know, everybody loves Lacey.
And of course, like all great nights, we came up with a fabulous plan for the next day.
I want this pierogies so bad.
1, 2, 3, pierogies!
We all called it a night so we could wake up fresh to make pierogies the next day.
We headed over to our friend's place where we were making the pierogies, and Lacey got to meet Rexy. We got inside, and we were greeted by the hostess with the mostest. She had everything ready to go.
With the pierogi ingredients prepared, we were able to get right to work, and Heather was able to keep us all focused by braiding some hair.
We can't have the hair getting in the way because this was our hardest worker.
She pressed pierogies like a professional and made sure we all kept up our pace.
It was such a fun afternoon, rolling the dough, making the stuffing, doing everything you do to make fresh homemade pierogies. I should mention that this is all thanks to Nate's mom, who answered a text at 10 o'clock the night before with this homemade pierogi recipe for us. Their family makes them every year for Christmas, and we always miss out, so this was our first time.
With CJ taking the lead, we made a plethora of pierogies to be proud of.
We were so proud of ourselves, we jumped for joy and did cartwheels.
We were so proud of ourselves and felt like we'd had such a big fun day. Then we realized we just made the first batch.
We finished making the last of the pierogies, and then it was time to eat them, and they were so good.
Potatoes and cheese, bacon, mushrooms, and sauerkraut all wrapped up in that perfect pierogi packet.
When we were done, we all enjoyed some well-deserved relaxation time.
And as usual, everybody was looking at each other when it was time to clean up.
And Lacey was mad we didn't give her any before we bagged them all up.
Pierogi packets for everybody made it all worth the hard work.
Thanks for going to Bend, Oregon with us.